So, if you're a side sleeper with sciatica, you know this feeling, right? That nightly gamble. You hope that a weighted blanket will finally give you that deep, soothing pressure you're craving. But there's always that fear that it's just going to pin you in a bad position and make it all worse. Well, let's figure this out, because there's one simple thing that decides everything.
Oh man, we have all been there. You get into bed, you feel great, you're cozy, and then boom, it's the middle of the night, and you're in a silent, desperate negotiation with your own body, just trying to find just one position that doesn't send that zinging pain down your leg. It is just so frustrating.
So this is the big question, isn't it? And the answer isn't about the blanket's brand or how heavy it is. The real answer is actually surprisingly simple. It all comes down to a little bit of mechanics, some basic geometry that can totally change your night.
Okay, so to really get this, we have to kind of flip the whole problem on its head. We spend so much time and energy focusing on the blanket itself, but it turns out that's not where the action is. The blanket is just an amplifier.
And here it is. This is the whole secret. The knee pillow, or whatever you're using for support between your knees, that's the thing that matters most. That little pillow is what controls your hip alignment. And your hip alignment is what determines if the weighted blanket is your best friend or your worst enemy.
This brings us to a key idea, the force multiplier. Think about it this way. If your hips are already perfectly stacked and stable, that blanket just adds this nice, calming pressure that helps lock in that good position. But if your hips are even a little bit rotated, that same weight will lock you into a twisted, painful position for hours. It just magnifies whatever's already there.
And you can see the difference so clearly here. I mean, it's night and day. On the left, with a good knee pillow, the hips are stacked right on top of each other, keeping the pelvis totally neutral. Awesome. But on the right, without that support, the top leg just flops forward and it drags your pelvis into this nasty twist. The blanket will either hold the good position in place or cement the bad one. I absolutely love this quote because it just nails it. Stop thinking of the blanket as the cure. Think of it more like a diagnostic tool. If you put it on and you feel worse, it's probably not the blanket's fault. It's just revealing an unstable setup that was already there to begin with. All right, enough theory. Let's get practical. Here's a super simple 60-second setup you can build to create that solid foundation we're talking about before you even think about grabbing that weighted blanket. Okay, let's walk through this together. First, just try sleeping on the side opposite your main pain point. Second, and this is the big one, get a firm pillow, a spacer, right between your knees. The goal here is to stop that top knee from drifting forward. Third, if you tend to roll in your sleep, wedge another pillow behind you as a backstop. And only then, once you feel stable, do you add the blanket as the very last step. So, how do you actually know if this is working for you? You don't guess. You run a little experiment. This 3-night test is designed to give you a clear, personalized answer without any of the guesswork. Here's the game plan. It's really simple. Night 1, you just use the knee pillow setup. No extra weight. This gives you a baseline. Night 2, you add a lighter blanket. And then on night 3, you go for it with a full weighted blanket. By doing it this way, you can pinpoint exactly what's helping and what's not. And to get some real data from your experiment, you're going to track these 4 simple things each morning. How many times you woke up, your leg and hip pain on a scale of 0 to 10, and about how many minutes you felt stiff. Keeping it simple like this makes it super easy to spot the pattern. If your numbers get worse on night 3, well, then you have your answer. Okay, but what if the blanket does hurt? What if your data shows things are actually getting worse? Let's talk about what's going on. It's really important to know the common mistakes, and even more importantly, to follow some non-negotiable safety rules so a bad night doesn't turn into a bigger injury. Let's run through the classic traps. First, just sticking a pillow at your ankles doesn't work. Your hip can still rotate forward. Second, a knee pillow that's too thin or soft is useless. It'll be flat by 2 a.m. Third, make sure the blanket's weight isn't pulling your top leg down. Fourth, don't try this for the first time on a really bad pain day. That's just not good data. And fifth, and this is the most important one, always listen to your body. Okay, everybody, listen up, because this is the single most important slide in this entire explainer. This is non-negotiable. Your ability to breathe easily is everything. If at any moment you feel pinned down or like you can't get a full breath, the experiment is over. Get that blanket off, no exceptions. So before you even try to fall asleep, run this quick 30-second check every single time. Breathing check. Can you take a deep breath? Yes or no. Escape check. Can you get out from under it easily? Yes or no. And finally, circulation check. Any new numbness or tingling? If you get the wrong answers, just stop. Safety first, always.
This is so real. I mean, who hasn't felt this? You get all tucked in, you feel so cozy and supported, and you think, yes, I've finally cracked the code. But feeling good at 10 p.m. doesn't mean you'll have good alignment at 4 a.m. The goal isn't just to feel cozy, it's to have a stable structure that works all night long. Your body needs a better map, not just a cozier blanket.
So here's the bottom line. Stop chasing this fuzzy idea of perfect sleep. Instead, just focus on one concrete, simple action. Run the 3-night test. Build your support system first, get a little bit of data, and find the map that actually works for your body.